here's our friend Ryan Buckley, a noted Niner fan who is very sad today.
Well, not too sad. We didn't lose money yesterday, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Stockwatch. It is an all Super Bowl edition of our Stockwatch. I know that you guys are going to get to this in more detail a little bit later, but I do want to start with Kyle Shanahan and his decision to take the ball at the beginning of overtime.
This is something we talked about with none of us have a ton of experience of it, but we went through all the analytics and talked to those guys, and we just thought it'd be better. We wanted the ball third. But both teams matched and scored. We wanted to be the ones who had the chance to go win and got that field goal, so we knew we had to hold them to at least a field goal. And if we did, then we thought it was in our hands after that.
So Shanahan's rationale saying he wanted to be the team to get the ball third. Buy or sell that taking the ball first was the right decision by Kyle?
No, I didn't understand what they were doing. It also seems weird to me that seemingly no one in San Francisco knew what the rules were.
No, it was jarring.
It baffles me. Chris Jones said that they had talked about it at the start of camp, and he said, quite frankly, their plan was if they got the ball second and went down and scored, they were going to go for two.
And their plan was going to be to elect to get the ball second if they won the toss. Niners won the toss and took the ball, but they said, no. If we won the toss, we would have given it to you. We would have tried to score a touchdown and gone for two if we needed it.
It made no sense to me. I mean, some people were saying their defense was gassed. I don't understand that. You just got a big old break with all the TV timeouts and all the overtime hullabaloo. You probably had 10-ish minutes where everyone was sitting on the sidelines. Makes no sense to me at all, because the idea of knowing what you need, it gives you an extra down. I mean, it was very puzzling to me. And since then, I've listened to plenty of different people, and this is all new because it's the first year that we've seen this come into play in the postseason. So I listened to a bunch of analytics people, and they seem to be pretty split on this. I just personally was very confused by the decision, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to have an extra down. And it also confused me that San Francisco wasn't clearly aware of this as a potential situation, and Kansas City was, and details matter.
Yeah, that is rather shocking that Kyle Juszczyk is like, I don't know.
Yeah, that guy went to Harvard, supposedly.
But, I think that's less on it's kind of on the Niners, but more that the Chiefs just, man, they're dialed in. They've thought of it all.
Yep.
Andy Reid's been around, and he, on the analytics thing, I would say this. Oftentimes we go, I've talked to the analytics guys, and then we just go, okay, they know more. Well, analytics is about numbers and data.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever had this. There are no numbers. There is no data. So
and that's why they went with analytics. So a lot of the guys were kind of split.
No. I don't buy this analytics thing, because whoever the analytics guy is usually coming from the numbers perspective. You don't have any numbers on this. So that argument doesn't hold any water. What does hold water is, one, you're playing Patrick Mahomes. There's no analytic that can tell you or that needs to tell you that it's different when you're playing Mahomes. So when guaranteed a possession, you always defer. Well, you don't always, but if you're playing Mahomes, I sure as hell would, because then you know what you need to do. And it also gives you the opportunity to end the game with a defensive score as well. So I think that was a big mistake. And I get you can just toss out, analytics guys know. On this, I don't think they do, because this is the first year we've had this. Yeah. So I think that was a big mistake. I couldn't believe it when he deferred, and I get their reasoning. I do. I understand how they thought through it. At least he had an explanation for they had thought through it, and here's where they just what they came up with. Yeah. That I can see where their thinking went, but I especially against Kansas City and Mahomes, man, I think that is the wrong play.
And if I get down there and it's 3rd and 4, tell you what, that's 2-down territory. I sure as hell ain't settling for a field goal.
That's right.
And that's where I land too on this. I mean, basically, the thing that bothers me about their decision is that not only, like Isaac said, do you know exactly what you need if you're Kansas City, but because they're behind, you're giving Patrick Mahomes an extra down.
You let him now know what he needs.
You let him know what he needs, and I mean, they got to 4th and 1 with their first possession, and they went for it because they were behind. The Chiefs' first possession, that is, in overtime, or their only possession.
There's no even second guessing that, right?
But if they had done that first, they're punting that ball. They're on their own 34.
No, I don't know that they are, but
on their own 34.
Well, but at least it's a decision.
At least they have to make the call. Whereas if you go first, if the Niners go first, you let Patrick Mahomes run every 4th down play like that. So,
and if you get it second as well, like Kansas City said, I think it's smart. You score a touchdown, like the first team scores a touchdown, you come back, score a touchdown, you go for 2, put it in your hands.
And they'd run that same play that they did to win the game on. They had that in their hip pocket.
Well, let's continue to talk about Mr. Mahomes. He wins his 3rd MVP. He's now the fastest in any of the major sports to win 3 championship MVPs. He had this to say after the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the start of one. We got Coach Reed, we got Trav, we got a great defense, we got a lot of young players, and everybody says 3 is a dynasty. We got 3, and we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep rolling.
So Patrick Mahomes said this is a dynasty that's just getting started. If this is just getting started, that would lead me to believe he thinks there will be at least 3 more. Buy or sell 3 more Super Bowls for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
No, I mean, winning Super Bowls is, I've said this a million times.
It's hard.
It is so effing hard. And dude, no one is doubting Mahomes' greatness. But again, let's just take, the 2 that they beat San Francisco. If Garoppolo doesn't overthrow, God, I forget who it was. Was it Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders?
Then we're not talking about Mahomes. If Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills hold on for 13 seconds, we're not talking about that one. If the 49ers pick up 1 3rd down on either one of those, we're not talking about it. So, I mean, to win 3 more, I mean, my God, the fact that they've won 3 already, what an amazing accomplishment. But to say that you're going to win 3 more, to say you're going to win 2 more, to say you're going to win 1 more, it's really, really hard to win these things. So, no, 3 more, get out of here.
Wow. I'll buy it. Hell yeah, dude. Knock them off.
I'm like, what's going to stop them?
Nothing.
I mean, obviously the Niners could have, the Bills could have. You
Joe
just laid out all the
Burrow.
people who could have, but
Joe Burrow's the only thing that can stop him. I don't know. I think they'll get more. I don't know about 3. Who knows? I mean, I think that as long as they keep Spags, Reed, and Mahomes,
Yeah, you're in it.
they got a damn good chance, man.
you'll be in the mix for sure. All right, let's move on to one of the men who took center stage, Travis Kelce. He did not win the Super Bowl MVP, but he sure found himself at the podium afterwards.
Cheese Kingdom! Y'all hear this? We've been fighting for all right all day. How about a little Viva Las Vegas? Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas! Hey, Elvis never had it better than that right there, let me tell you.
So,
Jim.
Jim. Travis Kelce belting out Viva Las Vegas. More offensive, Travis Kelce singing or him bumping his own head coach on the sideline?
Ooh.
His singing was way worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the scene. And by the way, that's not how Viva Las Vegas goes.
No, it's not. It's
What are you doing?
no, it's
At least sing it right.
Did
You're
you
in
see the
Vegas.
cutaway to Tay-Tay? She was like, she had the ick. She was like,
She's like, oh,
God.
Trav,
and then he
don't.
did the fight for your right. Look, we all know that Kelce does a lot of things really well. Rhythm may not be one of them.
And originality sometimes not either.
No, he does bits up there, and that's but the bumping of the coach. Can we stop that? Like,
What do we got to stop now?
well, I
what
mean,
are you telling us to stop?
we're pearl clutching. Yeah, it's a bad look. It's always a bad look.
Well,
You
he
see
almost
it.
knocked the old fat guy over.
I know.
That's why my wife said, she's like, isn't their coach over 60? What is he doing?
But when Andy Reid doesn't have a problem with it, then maybe you shouldn't have a problem with it either.
Yeah,
And
Reed came out and said he didn't have his legs under him. Or he said he would have given him one back.
Given him
or he
one back.
Didn't have his legs under him.
Kelce was obviously fired up about being out of the game for the fumble. And God, look, no one tries to condone that. No one says that that's normal or that it's, I'm sure if you ask Kelce about it, he's like, God, I'm a douche. Sorry. Like, we've all been there, but
Little roid rage.
yeah, for everyone that's like, what if Antonio Brown or Stephon Diggs did it? The difference between Travis Kelce and those guys is one isn't a douche and the other one are. One isn't a problem and the other ones are. One has a history of being a great teammate that everyone respects, and the other two are jackasses. So there's nuance to all of this stuff. Can the backup left guard go yell at Andy Reid and bump him? No. Can Tom Brady get in someone's face and yell and scream?
Sure
Absolutely. So it's not his proudest moment, and I'm sure he'd tell you that too. But we got to stop with the pro clutching and he's on roid rage and Taylor's in trouble.
It's probably the Fauci ouchie that did it, right?
God's sakes.
Yeah, he got the jab.
Yeah.
And Tay better watch out. That's right. He can't control his emotions.
That's right.
And finally, CBS, not the only network that was broadcasting the Super Bowl yesterday. This is from our friends at Nickelodeon.
Who's got it?
You have to firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
George Karlaftis jumped on it, and the Chiefs have the ball.
That's just a brief snippet of a turnover as heard on Nickelodeon. I saw quite a few memes about this broadcast, and it actually looking pretty fun. Buy or sell, you would watch this for 5 minutes.
No, but you know what? I wish I would have turned it over there. I had forgotten about it. It wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
If I had, I don't know if I have Nickelodeon, but if I could find Nickelodeon, I would have checked it out. Put it that way, but I forgot. So
Yeah, I was watching on the Paramount Plus, and so it was a streaming site. I was never given an option. Same thing. But when I was on Twitter, like I was scrolling through, and I kept seeing clips that pop up. And would I watch it? No. But if I had little kids, and my kids wanted to watch the Super Bowl with me, I would flip back and forth and for the kids, but as a 46-year-old man, no, I'm not watching Nate Burleson and SpongeBob SquarePants.
I do like that they seemed to try to do like the Sesame Street thing where there were jokes for adults in there. I saw a clip where they mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio only liking women who are younger than 25, which is pretty wild for the Nickelodeon broadcast. They also had like a whole bunch of fake celebrities that were related to SpongeBob. They had like LeBron James, who was a shrimp, and they had Finn Diesel, who was a fish. And they had a whole cast of celebrities that they just made up for this thing. So I'm interested. But that concludes your Stockwatch.